decision. He has 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Tiene un récord de 37 victorias, 11 derrotas, 2 empates y un sin concurso, con 25 ganadas por la vía del knockout. From Ciudad Obregón, Sonora, Mexico, and tonight making the second defense of his title, here is the two-time world champion. Aquí está el campeón mundial dos veces, introducing the defending WBO featherweight champion of the world, Orlando Salido. And once again, our referee in charge of the action, Roberto Ramírez Sr.
Ok, muchachos, ya yo ahora di las instrucciones, peleen bien, mantenga la guardia arriba, ¿saben? Todo, ¡bom!
We're ready for our main event. Puerto Rico, Juan Manuel Lopez, no longer faced with distractions outside of the ring, but can he figure out a way at home once again to beat the only man to break his will? Orlando Salido took that championship last April, and he has no problems coming back into PR to defend it in front of his wife, Myra, pregnant with their third child. This could be a special one, folks. Round number one.
If you had to give one bullet headline about this fight, in my opinion, is it all boils down to whether the overhand right of Orlando Salido is going to continue to land and whether Lopez can stop it. If he can't stop it, he will not win.
And according to Lopez, he wants to box a little bit more, take his time, and use his skills.
And that's his, to his advantage, because he has ability to do that. And there's no real reason why he shouldn't, especially if it's going to spell victory tonight for him.
But according to Salido, regardless of what Lopez's early plans are, he knows that he's going to resort back to his old habits.
Well, the reason Orlando Salido believes that is because he always has in every single fight. And the question is, can he, as he said, be intelligent enough to box? And will Salido give him a chance to fight at that pace? We'll see. Early on here, Salido, of course, pushing forward.
First round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship. The champion, Orlando Salido, in the silver and blue, the challenger, and former champion, Juan Manuel Lopez, in the purple and silver.
There's Salido throwing that right hand again. In each of their last fights, Wang Hai knocked down Orlando Salido twice. The first was a left hook so unbelievable, I can't believe Salido got up from it. And for Lopez in his last fight, he beat Mike Oliver, but was outlanded 39-27 in just the 2 rounds he fought against Oliver in terms of power punches. And so, you know, his defense didn't improve in the last fight either.
Lopez very light on his feet here in this first round, very relaxed, keeping his guard up high.
Salido just got in a nice short left hook. And the one thing I noticed when watching tapes of Lopez, when the opponent gets close, he stands straight up. This is an Achilles heel for him, because every time an opponent comes close to you, you're supposed to get in his shell. He stands straight up with his chin high, and it's very dangerous. It makes him accessible to those big right hands.
20 seconds remaining in the first. Salido has been the aggressor. He's the bull in the first round. Lopez the matador. Nice right hook and pivot by Juan Manuel Lopez.
We talk about the right of Salido, but there was a very good left hook. Look, he wanted to unload with the right. Instead, he landed a really good left hook, and Lopez wobbled just a moment or two. Let's take a look at the keys to victory for Salido. He certainly wants to keep as frenetic a pace as he can in this fight and pressure him. And as he comes forward, he's got to move his head well. He did that in the first round. The overhand right is the ticket in this fight. That was his big weapon in the last fight. For Juan Manuel Lopez, if he is to box, the jab is essential to Lopez. In his last 10 fights, he's only landed 4 jabs per round. Got to do better than that tonight. He's got to avoid the overhand right. That's his Achilles heel. And his power's in his right hook, but I think the left is the punch that Lopez can land against Salido.
Juan Manuel Lopez's family here, his children, along with his ex-wife. Barbara, his ex-wife, showing support for the former champion and father of her children.
He said, you know, one of the things, she was always cooking for him during the preparations of fights, and that didn't happen obviously for the last one, but it's good on many levels to see that the family is reconciled in that way. Here comes Salido, bombing with those right hands again.
And I know that first round was a fill-out round, but I noticed, it seemed to me that Lopez seemed to be a little gun-shy.
Yep, I agree.
It seemed like he's not throwing those punches with authority. It's like he's going through the motions.
And now Salido trying to jump on Lopez. Right hand by Salido backs up Juan Ma.
Not only did it back him up, it buckled him.
Yep.
That punch got through, and it hurt Lopez.
Juan Manuel Lopez is trying to do something very difficult tonight. Change his fighting identity at the most important moment of his career. And it's hard.
Salido feeling that he will resort back to his boxing identity. A left hook by Salido. Lopez in the corner now. Salido closing in. Lopez a little wobbly in the ring, trying to stay on his toes. Now Lopez with a nice combination, and the fans get behind him.
Juan Manuel Lopez is pushing his punches. He is not throwing them with authority. There was another nice little left uppercut by Salido. Salido has had steady pressure in this fight. It hasn't been a frenetic pace, but it's been a lot of pressure from Salido. Nice counterpunching, though, by Lopez.
I think what will help Lopez right now is if he can dig some of those good body shots downstairs as this man is coming close to him. But again, he stands straight up.
Oh, a nice left hook by Orlando Salido. Backs Lopez up again. Lopez, you just don't see the confidence, you don't see the fire and intensity in his work. Here in the second round, you see a timidness almost. Right hand Salido gets through. Lopez will have to come out of his shell, and maybe that was it.
Orlando Salido, as we mentioned, has had steady pressure. But one of the most important things, we talked about moving his head. He has fought a very good fight defensively. Made Lopez miss punches and then come to both the body and the head. So this will start with defense, and then we will see the Salido offense. He's working the body, and there's the clubbing right hand that we saw so many times in their last fight. Toward the end of the round, Lopez was more active, throwing punches, did land the one good straight left, but for the most part was not that sharp in that round and was outlanded in power punches, 18-8 by Salido.
Nothing happened. Don't get desperate and keep your hands up. Make sure you're covering yourself.
The third round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido is the champion from Mexico, taking on the challenger, Juan Manuel Lopez. From here in Puerto Rico, the former champion. And in the first 2 rounds, Salido has been the aggressor. We haven't seen Juanma the way we are accustomed to seeing him fight. But you get a feeling it's about to come out. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Very big moment there, though. Lopez landed a counter right hook. They told Salido, don't be desperate, don't be wild in there in your pressure. He was a little wild, and he took a big right hook from Lopez, and that's the power punch for Lopez.
Let's take a look at the power punches from the last round. Salido 18 of 40, 45%. Lopez 8 of 41, 20%. Nice straight right hand sends Lopez back to the ropes.
And even though Salido hasn't really landed that big knockout punch, it's these punches that are getting through, and it doesn't seem like Lopez is taking them very well. I mean, he's being hurt by these shots.
Where's the Juan Manuel Lopez we're accustomed to seeing? The one that has no problems taking risks, but throwing punches.
Well, he's trying to fight a more tactical fight. And there he took another right hand from Salido. He's actually trying to do what he's supposed to do, but he's just not that man. This is not the kind of fight he can fight. He's going to have to get in the trenches at some point, probably. Another right hand by Salido.
I mean, I was coming in this fight, I felt that if Lopez can avoid getting hit by these big shots, he might have a chance to win this fight, but he's not avoiding those big shots.
Now, mind you, and he was frozen there by those shots by Salido. And Salido's actually fighting very intelligently now. He's not as wild as he was in his attacking. He doesn't need to be. Switching to lefty, which is interesting. And there's
left hook right hand by Salido, followed by a straight right hand. Uppercut gets through. Juanma may be hurt. Juanma not answering back. Salido trying to bring Juanma out of his shell. Fight me like you know how to. I dare you. I'm in your house. I took the championship from you here. 18 seconds ago in the third. When will we see Juan Manuel Lopez? This isn't the man we're accustomed to seeing.
We're looking at him now, Gus, but he's not the same fighter. I mean, with these wars he's been in, he's not taking these punches good, but he's going to fight because he's a champion that he is. He's going to fight.
That's it. You have to hit him first. You have to hit him first. That's it. With nice and forced. That's how you have to counter.
Early on in the round, he would get a warning, would Orlando Salido, for this punch. That was kind of on the belt line. The next one hit the belt line, and he got a warning from Robert Ramirez Sr. for hitting low, although I don't know if those were low blows. But here is a punch that we're not accustomed to seeing, a left uppercut from the outside by Salido, as he was a lefty. So he's showing, on top of everything else, as if Juan Manuel Lopez doesn't have enough trouble, Salido is showing him new wrinkles in this fight. He's actually showing him some new looks that he didn't see in the first fight, which is remarkable.
We begin the fourth round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido, the champion, in silver and blue. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger, in purple. And this fight dominated so far by the aggressive Orlando Salido. Lopez trying to figure this tough warrior out as Salido is almost begging him to engage.
Orlando Salido is fighting a spectacular fight. Not only is he doing the things we expected him to do, but we mentioned before he switched to lefty. He's using his left hand much more than he did in the first fight, and honestly has actually fought better in this fight than he did in the first fight.
Yes, he did, because he's avoiding those big shots by those shots by Lopez. And in the fighter meeting, here was a guy